raised me on flashcards super early, like before I could speak and stuff.
Nice.
So she's instilling more intelligence early. And my dad would test us on our smarts. He would play chess with us again, practically before I was speaking. Like he's letting me knock the pieces around and stuff,
Right.
just so I could get a strategic mind and so I could understand logic and I could understand how to use my resources and win with what I have and stuff like that. On top of that, my uncle had a collection of 2,000 DVDs or something, 2,000 videotapes and DVDs. At first it was VHS and then it was DVDs.
VHS.
And he always brought over comics. So he kept a steady stream of media coming into the house. We always had more media than anyone else in the neighborhood. And having that much media exposes you to a lot of stories. And stories are teachers. You can learn a lot from stories. If you just see one story, like Die Hard or something, then you learn that Bruce Willis becomes a hero and defeats the bad guy and it's good to be violent or something. But if you see every movie Hollywood's ever made, you get a very different picture of life.
Yeah.
And then if you see all the underground indie films, you get an even different picture of life. And then if you see British comedies and European films and Fawlty Towers and Monty Python and Blackadder and stuff, you become sharper verbally and you get more sarcastic and you can appreciate higher forms of humor and stuff like this. And so all this media was like fuel for me to learn. Like I could learn a lot from that. Plus I was given the logic from my dad and the emotional maturity and the boost from my mom, and they were teaching me early, and they made sure that we always went to church and that I was always using my gifts to help the world and be positive. I was taught to be loving, as unconditionally loving as possible. I was taught that Jesus is the ultimate role model and we should all aspire to be like him, and we should all be aiming to follow like him and walk in his footsteps and do what he would do were he around today, and that kind of thing. And so this combination of traits sort of raised me to be reasonably intelligent and reasonably positive. On top of that, it made me a ton of friends. It wasn't the healthiest way to make friends. I was basically pimping out my skills in trade for friendship, but I was popular with every clique in the school.
Right.
The jocks loved me, the music hall kids loved me, the gifted classes loved me, the general classes loved me, the gamers loved me, the girls loved me. I was super popular with all the ladies, not in I'm special way or whatever. I just happened to know how to be sort of a social chameleon. I knew how to appeal to other people and to use my savvy to navigate those situations and always come out looking good and always keeping my friends around. It was super unhealthy. It was super manipulative. It wasn't good, but it was me practicing my abilities. I was still using the gifts I had, and I was using them effectively. Maybe not healthily, but it was practice. And so I got practice.